This is a mock interview showcasing a termination session between my client Josh and myself. Here we are reviewing the progress we have made since first meeting shortly after the death of his fiancée. Josh, I'm so proud of how far you've come since our first meeting. I think that before we officially terminate our helping relationship and conclude with our final session, we should discuss your progress and the bright future you have ahead of you.
That sounds great. I cannot believe we've been meeting for nearly a whole year. I never imagined I would be where I am today. I will be sad to see this relationship end.
As will I. Let's focus on some of the major changes that have occurred since our first meeting. When we first met, it was only 3 months after the loss of your fiance, and you were, understandably, in a very terrible place.
Yes, I was. It was the most difficult time of my life.
When I first met with you, you were very depressed and you did not want to talk about anything, especially not the accident. You were in a place where you continue to relive the accident, wake up from nightmares, and you cannot even go near the scene of the accident.
That is right. It took many sessions for me to be able to fully talk about the accident. It was so weird because it was very real that it happened, and it was constantly reliving it, but I just could not bring myself to talk about what happened that day. Once I talked about it, the healing process began.
And look at you now. You have been able to move on with your life. I think it was a great decision you made to meet with your doctor early on in the process and get some medical help with regards to your sleeping. I think that once you started to sleep better, you were more stable and you were able to function better and start to really process everything that happened. You've also conquered the fear of the scene of the accident as you did with your homework assignments.
Yes, it sounded crazy when you said you were going to give me homework assignments, but slowly walking closer and closer to the scene of the accident really helped me throughout the healing process.
A major change that came out of your life after the incident was that you quit your job. Let's talk about how you're feeling now with your new job.
My new job is great. The company I had worked for near the accident was kind enough to transfer me to another branch in a different location. I love what I did, but I could not get that close to the scene every day. There are occasions when we will have meetings in my old building, but my coworkers are always respectful and they make sure I'm doing okay. My ex-coworkers are always welcoming me back and telling me how much they miss me.
That's great, Josh. It's great that your company has been so willing to work with you and that your old coworkers express their feelings. See how many people care about you? They all just want what is best for you. I'm so glad they let you transfer, and I'm so glad that you were doing a job you loved and that it all worked out.
I am very lucky.
Let's talk about the progress you have made with some of the other people who care about you. When I first met you, your parents were very worried about you. They said that their once outgoing son was now jumpy and withdrawn. You had moved back in with them, and they had just expressed that you were entirely different. How has your relationship with your parents been?
It has been great. Once I started working again, I moved out and got myself a new place. As I've been healing, they have been so supportive and provided me with emotional support as well as they have supported me financially when I lived with them. I think that in the long run, the situation brought us closer together. I now go over to their place for dinner on Saturday nights. We discuss the week we have left behind as well as the week we have coming up.
That's fantastic, Josh. They love you so much, and I'm sure they are so happy you're feeling like yourself again. I'm sure your friends are also feeling this way. How is that new basketball team you joined with your gym?
Yes, they tell me how happy they are for me very often. My friends have been great. The team is so kind and we all have a blast. We work out every morning together before we all head to work. We play games Saturday afternoons. I forgot how much I love to play basketball.
And how is the band?
We have been playing at different bars and restaurants every weekend. It has been great to be hanging out and playing music with some great people.
Josh, it's remarkable to see you in such a different place than when I first met you. I'm so glad you have achieved your goals of not being afraid of the scene of the accident, living on your own again, going back to work, and partaking in your favorite hobbies such as working out, basketball, and the guitar. I'm sure that your friends are really enjoying this time with you as well.
Thank you. It has not been easy, but I've come a long way and it has been worth it. I know my fiance would have wanted this for me, and once you helped me realize that it made this process much easier.
That's exactly right. Whenever you're feeling down, think about how he would have wanted you to live your life. Let's talk about how you feel about ending this helping relationship.
I am proud that I no longer require the help that I once did, but I would be sad for this relationship to end. This was my first stable relationship after losing the love of my life.
And you should be proud that you no longer need this relationship, but it is understandable that you're upset. This has been a constant in your life since the beginning of your struggle. You know that even though this relationship is ending, it can always begin if necessary, and if it does need to begin again, it is not considered a failure. It's also very important that you know you have someone in your life every day within your friends and family who you can talk to if you ever have a particularly bad day.
Yes, I know that, and I think my parents would play that role. Whenever I have a rough day, I know that they will be there to help me through it.
Great, now let's talk about your future. How do you feel about your relationships, work life, and social life, and how do you plan to continue with these And how do you plan to face any flashbacks and memories associated with the accident?
I feel as though my relationships with my family and friends are stronger now than ever, since they helped me so much. I also feel that with work I am happy and I'm finding success in my career. Whenever I think about the accident, I can coax myself through it, and I can tell myself that it is a past event and that I cannot change it, but I will get through it.
You sound like you are really ready for this. If it is okay with you, I'd like to do a follow-up telephone session in a few weeks. What do you think?
I would appreciate this.
Great. I'm looking forward to seeing how things are going with you after this final session. Let's set a date for 3 weeks from now. But if you ever need anything before then, do not hesitate to contact me. You have my number and you know my working hours.
Thank you for everything. I'm going to miss my time with you, but I'm very eager to see what my future has in store.
As am I. Goodbye, Josh. I'll speak to you soon.